HST, I'll do it. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Tonight we have another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards Vampire Venue, where a couple of one familiar face and one brand new face that's kind of hidden is coming into the city to meet the prince and hopefully not get killed in the process. I said hopefully, there's always a chance. So we'll go ahead. The Elysium is the former home of Julian Elvestago Plateado de Montano of Clan La Sombra, kindly bequeathed to the prince after his death. So coming into the city, Johnny would already have been told where the new Elysium was since the previous three had been burned down. Yeah, you could actually do Mircha in this as well, which could be kind of cool. At current, anybody who walks in will be, of course, accosted by the Keeper of Elysium, who is a petite blonde of English descent that always looks like she's stressed out about something.
She wants weapons?
Yes, if you're carrying any weapons, she will, add her authority as Keeper of Elysium, demand that you hand them over.
It'll take him a minute. He's got a lot of them.
All right.
Knives. More knives. Maybe a dinky hold-out pistol.
She pulls out a small Tupperware container for you to put them in, because she's used to this sort of thing.
How small is the Tupperware container?
It's about the size of half of a nightstand.
It'll almost be overflowing.
That's creepy. Okay. At which point she'll close it up and put it in the security building. Name and clan?
Kinbai Nosferatu.
I could barely tell. My name is Alice Cuthbert. I am the Keeper of the Elysium. I am also the one who will rain holy hell on you if you do anything to breach the Elysium. Don't bring shifters in. If you'll head to the main room, there are people already there waiting to talk to the prince, I'm sure. Make sure you also stop by and see Michelle LaBelle of Clan Toreador. She is the Harpy of the Domain. And acquaint yourself with everybody, because this is a city that's basically, if you get on people's bad side, it's really hard to live here. Understood?
He nods silently.
Thank you. Go on now. No, and she'll put her hand on her ear. No, I told you not to put that there. Why are you putting that there? Move it. Move it. And she'll wave you on. Alright, so do you want to go ahead and have Jonathan come in now?
Yeah. Jonathan will bump his way over.
Okay. Alice will look at you. Mr. Buccarati, what brings the clan of Giovanni back to the city?
Business deal. Nothing that will affect your sex, I promise.
She'll nod her head. Well, of course you're going to want to speak to Prince Becker, who's in the next room. Johnny would probably be confused that it's being held here, unless he knows about Julian. I don't know if anybody told him.
I don't think anyone did.
Yeah.
They ask us to why we located.
Well, after the burning down the last three Elysiums because of breaches of the Elysium, Mr. Elvestago Plateado de Montano was kind enough to leave his home and his will. Oh, nobody told you. Oh, how unfortunate. Yes, Julian's dead.
Shame. I actually liked him.
Yes, he was the only good Turncoat Sabbat member I've ever met. If he was really a Turncoat Sabbat member, and not a member of the Camarilla, I hear different things, but from what I understand, he was always a member of the Camarilla. Despite what Harpy LaBelle likes to print in her little papers.
Oh, I was referring to actually liked him as a member of the Camarilla.
What'd you say?
I was referring I liked him as a member of the Camarilla, one of the few I did.
From my research into his past, he was always a member of the Camarilla, so I think she's just full of it. But you didn't hear that from me. Have a pleasant night. Any weapons you have, please turn them over.
He'll unsheath his sword from his cane and hand her a small pistol.
Okay. He'll take the cane. Actually, she'll separate off the blade and give you back the handle so you can have full use of your cane, and then put it in storage, and then take the pistol, close it up. And she's just like, yeah, you're not the first person to have a sword cane and think that it's foolproof.
But I actually need a slight difference.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then she'll motion you along. Onward into the main meeting room, where there will actually be a couple new faces for Johnny, especially the 14-year-old monk who's sitting in the corner.
He'll just raise an eyebrow and shrug it off. Sit down somewhere so he doesn't have to stand on a bad leg.
Alright. So, Julia, whenever you're ready, you can start calling people forward. Mask will lean over in your ear telling you that there is a new member of his clan in the domain that needs to have hospitality as well. Mr. Bukarati has returned and needs hospitality as well.
Becca will nod and stand up, wait for everybody's attention to be on her.
Of course, the minute you stand up, everybody's eyes are on you, even Samuel, who is once more on the floor, hugging his teddy bear and trying not to think of bad things.
Beside looking like an imposing Dracula figure.
She'll
Sorry.
smile out at the crowd that was gathered. I understand we have some new and old faces coming for introduction and hospitality. Who would like to start?
Keenby is probably stayed a little bit. If he had even a minute before anything happened, he probably would have tried, like, looking to see who's who. But he's just going to stay back and let. He's waiting to see if anyone else steps forward first.
Jonathan will step up slowly. I believe we've met already. Jonathan Sorry.
You can go.
Sorry. I believe we've met already, Miss Becker. Jonathan Bukarati.
We have. It's good to see you back in my domain. What brings you here? Did you miss us, or is it business?
Mr. Wainwright has called my assistance and something regarding the other side.
I see. Well, I hope it goes well. You, of course, have my hospitality.
Appreciate it. And he will sit back down.
She'll scan the crowd until she sees the new Nosferatu.
Who is already stepping forward. He's not trying to hide at this point. He was just making sure if there's someone else there first. He steps forward slowly. Bear in mind, I'm just going to say this out of character, I have not been in an actual nice formal court scene in years, so if I fuck something up, please tell me. I've got etiquette. I've got politics.
Will do.
Okay. He just steps forward, bows his head, assuming that's sufficient.
Sorry, you guys all froze. You stepped forward and what?
He just steps forward, bows his head, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. He steps forward, bows his head politely. I'm not sure what the appropriate thing to do from that point is.
Name, clan, generation, usually.
Okay.
What you're doing in the city.
Generation can typically be personified by your lineage. As well, if you have any prestigious siring, if you have any boons, If you have any status beyond acknowledgement, because your acknowledgement is basically in limbo until she says otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Think it's no, 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 and no on all of those. So, okay. In that case, after he steps forward, he nods his head. Keen Bai, Nosferatu of the 10th generation. What was it? Out of character. Oh yeah, name, clan, generation, and general state your purpose.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I am here to assist my clan with whatever is necessary to protect the city.
She'll smile and nod. As long as there are no problems, I see no reason not to give you my hospitality. There are some rules that I'd like to reiterate, as apparently some people have forgotten them. I mean no disrespect to you or your clan. I have taken to saying this to everybody who comes into the domain. There will be no were creatures allowed in my Elysium, as it is a breach Elysium. The Keeper has agreed to this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. If you are a ghoul, do not pretend that you are a kindred. If you are a ghoul, do not challenge my praxis.
This will actually get a laugh, and because I know what Sean would do in this situation, Eric West busts out laughing.
She'll just kind of give him a sidelong glare.
He'll shut up. Sorry, Prince. I'm sorry, that was just... Sorry.
If there are any members of your clan that are not represented, bring them to me forthwith. Are these rules acceptable to you?
He nods.
Good. Then you have my hospitality.
He'll, Mask will lean over quickly and whisper to her, perhaps he needs to know about the other circumstances going on right now.
She'll sigh and nod. As a general note to those in the room, the club known as the Inland Mother is off limits until I say otherwise. There have been some issues that have been raised, and she looks very displeased as she says this. Mr. Keenby?
Yes.
Alright, good. I said it correctly.
I think so. If not, I'm messing it up, so just go with it.
It's actually, because Q is CH in Chinese, it's
Qi
Chi.
Okay, yeah, let me just say it that way then.
Sure. We do have an agreement with the other supernaturals of the city. It is a non-aggression pact, as we are fighting a common enemy. I would ask that you uphold this treaty.
I had a character question on this one. Given the whole Nosferatu like talking to each other, and they typically let people know when they're coming into the city, and ShrekNet is a thing, did I even have a clue about this?
No, because this is not on ShrekNet. No, Nosferatu would have told you until the Prince approved you being here, because this is a closed book to the rest of the world.
Even among the family?
Yep.
Even among the family.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
That means they take it seriously then. Okay, he looks, his eyes widen a little bit when you say that, because that's obviously extremely unusual, but then he just nods again.
This agreement is also to be kept private. I know that your clan has their abilities. I also know that the rest of your clan has agreed to not say anything.
He nods again. He's not talking much. Sorry.
Yeah, he'll get a look. He'll get a very strong look at Mask. By the way, tall, wearing a cloak, has a silver mask covering his face. But two eyes are visible from that mask, and they are looking right at you as if you better listen, kid.
Oh, he's paying very close attention. He's just
Yeah.
not saying anything. He's just nodding.
Perfect. Then welcome to my domain.
Thank you. Sorry, that would be thank you, my prince. Gotta add the honorific.
And for the first time, she'll smile warmly at him, as if an actual welcome. And she'll sit back down.
And he'll shuffle off to the side carefully.
At this point, Brother Bartholomew will stand up, bow to the prince, and then head out the door.
She'll nod her head back.
At this point, Mask will stand forward and say, "Does anybody have any business of any type that needs to be brought to Prince Becker?" A brunette woman will walk over to Chinbai and ask, "Is the harpy asking for your status and any boons that you have?"
Sorry, I missed that.
Can you repeat that, Brett? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Michelle will actually walk over to Chinbai and ask him for any status. She's already made a mark next to Johnny's name as allowed back in again, and the again is stressed. But with Chinbai, it's like, I need your name, your clan, any status you hold, any boons you hold, anything that could affect this city in any way.
He looks like he's thinking for a moment. I have a few people heard. Like he's not sure if that qualifies as what she means or not.
She'll just shake your head. Your personal feeding habits are not important.
Then no.
Are you owed any boons? Do you owe
No.
any boons to anyone?
No.
Are you anything but acknowledged?
No.
Mark, welcome to the domain. Keep your nose clean or else I'll hear about it. And trust me, I will hear about it. At which point she'll walk away. Typical Toreador snit. You get the sensation that she did not inhale once while talking to you.
Aww. And he liked her. No, I'm just kidding.
Mask will then say, "Anything else?" And he'll look at the prince.
Well, this is all that we had for the evening. I will keep you no longer.
At which point, Eric and D. Rains will stand up and head out the door, as they still have some stuff they have to work on. Michelle will go about listening to people's conversations. The Malkavian Whip, who still nobody has learned his name, will pick up Samuel, throw him over his shoulder, and walk out the door. And Samuel will just start giving this kind of pout and look very concerned about something before he walks out the door.
Aww.
Anybody else? Let's see. Mask will actually walk over to Chinbai. Get to know the city. I'll meet you in the usual meeting spot in about 2 hours, so I can familiarize you with your new home.
He nods.
And he'll walk over to the prince, basically asking if there's any further duties she has for him tonight.
Not this evening. It's actually a slow night for once.
Alright. Your meeting with King Dartmouth is postponed?
For now.
Very well. I'll make sure that your schedule stays relatively open in case you have to speak with them. Do you need to speak with any of the other houses that I can arrange a meeting for you?
Not at the moment. I want to see what this King Dartmouth has to say.
He'll nod, and by your leave, I'll be on my way.
Have a good evening.
And he'll head out the door now. Only a few Elysium regulars milling about now. We can go ahead and call scene if anybody wants to do that. Mirsha will point out that there's a new Tiger. Go ahead and do it before I end the scene.
Mircha will just point out that due to the Emerald Mother being closed, one of our house, Ms. Ramirez, has offered her museum as a new meeting place for any meeting plans or whatnot. Yep.
Alright. At that point, I'll go ahead and close up. Thank you, players, for playing. I don't know if we have any watchers, but thank you for watching. This has been another exciting, random edition of Hong Kong House of Cards Vampire Edition. Keep on keeping on. Have a good night. Go ahead
And don't trust the progenitors.